The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to 16Figure Focus. You're very welcome to another episode of The Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to collecting, 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, TV, pop culture, all that kind of thing and everything in between. So I'm on my own today. A few of my panel members, unfortunately, due to different events, couldn't make it tonight. Some of them might pop in later on, but for now, it's just you and me, chat. Well, you and the 20, me and the 27 people watching live. So I do appreciate 29. Okay, the numbers are going super. I do appreciate people watching, not just tonight, but if you're watching on the replay or if you've been, here before, or maybe just your first time here. So greatly appreciated. So I suppose we're going to start off with. Actually, speak of the devil. What is up? I thought I was doing a search for joining in, Eddie.
What's up, dude?
Not
no
much,
one else?
man, not much. Trevor said he might be able to make it, and Alan, the 6 scale gallery, possibly. But Jose and Dan, Phil, and Ian can't make it tonight. So two of us, possibly Trevor, and one more. We'll see who else dips, and I sent a link to a few other people, so we'll see who joins. How are you, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, dude?
I'm alright, yeah, no complaints. Are you working from home?
Yeah.
I gotcha. So it's probably, what time is it up there? It's probably 1 p.m. there or something?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good stuff. Eddie, thanks very much for joining me. So it's not just myself, so awesome. So we'll take a quick address to the chat anyway. So we got Dave's Man Cave Ireland. So obviously this guy's from Ireland. He's got his own YouTube channel. Check it out if you haven't. Hey Shane, have to work later, so we'll miss the live but catch in the replay. Do appreciate that. Thanks for dropping in. Brick Artemis, I was watching one of his videos there recently, his most recent one actually, very, very positive. Definitely worth a watch about what it means to be a collector. It's quite interesting, so thanks very much for making the video, and thanks very much for sharing that, Brick. Stopping to say hello. We'll be driving home from work and listening. Thanks very much. We got X-Men Supreme channel member, thanks very much for being here. We got Ryan Smith as well, another channel member. We got T-Ria here, thanks for being here. Boba Fettuccini, thanks for being here. As messaging during the week, I hope you're doing alright, man. Mark Mitchell, channel member, thanks very much for being here. We got Justin, how you figure. We'll catch in the replay, not off work, but wanted to say hello to everyone and hope you're all having a great day. Thanks very much, I do appreciate that, Justin. We got Just My Toys here. Happy I caught this live, been too long. Thanks very much for being here, do appreciate it. Polo Ralph Loren, thanks very much for being here. We got Noble Young, Malika Mabane, very, very supportive member of the community here. Thanks very much for being here. We got TX Boy 210, channel member, thanks very much for being here. We got Brad Koski, thank you. You got Figure Craft. How are you doing, man? I was on a Let's Get Nuts over on the Ben Thomas shows yesterday with Figure Craft. Thanks very much for tuning in. Who else do we got? We got the fact checker as well, who can't make it here. Quit your job, Jose. Quit your job. And of course, we got Eddie Money Mendez and Noble Young. All right. So before I go through the housekeeping, do you want to talk about something before we actually go through all the kind of channel members and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I don't. I guess we could talk about new this week and stuff, or if you got anything. Or...
Cool. Well, there's a few different pieces there. So anything you want to pick out, or what do you want to talk about?
I'll go with the magnet.
The magnet. Well, this is very, very. It's not exactly cryptic, but is this something that you're interested in?
I think it's cool. I like it a lot, but for some reason I don't care as much as I did with Wolverine. Like,
maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I've never really loved Magneto as a character other than in the movies. Like in the movies, I really like Magneto, but for some reason in the animated series and the comics and everything, like I don't know if it's his costume or what, but like I've never really cared for Magneto, so I feel like that's part of it. But yeah, I think it's cool, and I want to like it more, but I for some reason I don't care that much.
All right, that's fair enough. If they do, they're doing a Hono Thor on this, so I presume you're all in on that if it turns out well.
That one I'm more excited to see how that comes out. And I think if they do more X-Men characters, like from the good guys team, like if they do Cyclops and other those characters, I think I'll be more interested. But I don't know. I think I don't really need a villain, you know?
Yeah, gotcha. So like you'd be happy with just the X-Men themselves.
Yeah.
I see them doing Cyclops, Storm, Rogue, Gambit. I think they're going to go all in on this. Why wouldn't they? Like collectors have been crying out for years for kind of, I suppose, comic book accurate versions of them. They're a bit more affordable. The quality seems okay. We won't know until they're here. But what's this one going for? Is this 170 or something like that?
I think it's 175.
175. Look at Sideshow there. So 175. And the Wolverine was what? Been around the same?
160. It was either 160 or 165.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see why people are hyped about this. Yeah, look, their passes for me, although I do really like what they did with the Wolverine and the same thing did this with the comic background. Do you know what? This whole thing here, I know that you can put your own comic in there, but like, are they giving you at least a printout? Are they going to give you this cover printed out, or is it just going to be blank?
I don't think so. I think it's just going to be an empty slot.
Really?
For you to put whatever you want in there.
Yeah. I thought maybe they'd at least print out one thing. Maybe they don't have the rights to print out the actual cover. Like, you know, I don't know. No, I think this is a win for collectors. Not for me. Collecting rooted in film and live action stuff like that. But I do think they're pretty cool. And I think this is a very, very affordable price point. All right. Did you say you wanted to talk about new this week?
Yeah.
What did you get in?
I have the Mondo Logan that I had like an issue with like a couple months ago. I finally got it in, but I haven't opened it up or anything. It's just in the box.
What was the issue?
On my desk for like a week. I think I mentioned it on one of the Hope shows like a month or two ago that it got delivered, but I never got it. It's like someone stole the package, I guess. Because in my apartment complex, I have like a hub, right? Like an Amazon hub or whatever, where they deliver all the packages, and then you go in there and you put in your code, and a locker opens, you get your package. But sometimes some of the deliveries they'll leave the package on the ground, with like in the room, but on the ground instead of putting it in a locker, because they're lazy or whatever, the drivers. And that one was delivered by DHL. And normally everything that I get is either UPS, FedEx, or USPS. So the first DHL delivery, he just left it on the ground, I guess. And so when I went in there, the package wasn't there. So I asked like the office and everything, and the guy's like, no, we don't have it. Sometimes they'll take extra packages and put them in a storage room or whatever. They didn't have it, so I hit up Mondo, and they were like, yeah, no problem. We'll either you can get a refund or we'll ship you a new one. And I was like, oh, well, I want it. So they shipped me a new one, and it took about a month. And this time it was delivered UPS. So that was cool. And yeah, I've had it for a couple days, and I just haven't had time to open it up. But I think
you got to be in the right headspace to unbox stuff, don't you?
Yeah,
I think you do.
I don't know. Lately, I just haven't been wanting to mess with figures that much.
No,
lately, I've been in I've been doing other stuff. You know, I've been hanging out more on the weekends, and like I don't know, just been doing other stuff lately. So I haven't been wanting to mess with figures. But
you've been living your life, man.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Trevor, thanks very much for.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Not much.
Sorry, I'm late.
Just chilling out. Thanks very much for joining. I do appreciate it. We got 35
Absolutely.
people watching live. Hit the like, subscribe button if you haven't done so already, or if you're watching the replay. And thanks very much to the panel members and of course channel members and everyone. So yeah, we're just discussing that Magneto, that Hano Studios. What you think about that?
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that. Like I have the Susu Toys Rogue and Gambit, and I have the Sideshow Wolverine, which is it's okay. Those faces are really weird. So I thought about picking up the Hano Wolverine. I just don't know how deep I want to go down that hole. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I get you. A lot of people are saying, like, I'm hearing a lot of people, like Eddie was kind of saying, he's more hyped about the Wolverine than he is about the Magneto. Some people are a lot of people like in on the Wolverine, but not necessarily on the Magneto. I think it's great. I think they're going to look great all. I think this is one of those ones that, like, if you have I know, Moducase, and they end up doing like 15 of these, are going to look pretty epic. Posts next to each other, like the poster or the kind of promotional images for X-Men 97 or something like that. So, yeah. So have you
it's definitely going to look good together. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have you pulled the trigger on the Wolverine already?
I did not. No. I love the stands. I love the thing with the comic book back and everything. But again, I mean, I just don't know how far I want to go with that. I don't know.
I get you.
I don't know.
I get you. Okay, so look, we're gonna, just before we go into the next topic, just gonna really quickly run through a few basics. So thanks very much to the 3,143 subscribers. Very much appreciated. If you're watching now and you're not subscribed, you're getting any sort of value or you're enjoying the content, consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, as usual, there's a link to join channel memberships pinned into the chat. So the members, these are the people who have been gifted channel memberships by various different generous people in the community. We got TXBoy210, pretty sure I saw him earlier on, Dart, Tamarisk, Your Majesty 3, Gerber, Mancave, Single Songwriter, The Movie Canon, Akira, Just a Nerd, Uncarded Reviews, and of course Christian Detour Collections. He'll be streaming over there on Collectors Unite with Joao, aka Big Brother. Shout out to the troopers. We have got Danny Spotchka, Ancient Silver Fox, who's usually here but can't join us today. Same as Jose G. Hernandez. We got Brian Wong. We got the Ben Thomas Show. I was streaming with him last night. Really enjoyable show. We got Eddie Money Mendez, channel member and panel member. Caffeinated Comic Fan, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mugwump, Mike L, who's not with us tonight, but a lot of time he is here on the panel as well. Of course, we got Ryan Smith as well. That's a shout out there, all the trooper tier, and of course, we also have to mention the commanders who have their YouTube handles displayed at the end of all the content. So thank you to all subscribers, panel members, and of course channel members. New videos on the channel, my thoughts on this Umbra Trooper, we might touch on this later on. The rules, which I try to govern my collection with, that keep me in check. My triple threats, look, just figures that I love and hit the mark. I could have picked a different 12 figures, but these are the ones I went for this video. This, I haven't actually uploaded this yet. This is a forthcoming video and upcoming live streams. This Saturday night at 11 p.m. my time, which I think is 6 p.m. East Coast, and that I think would be 11, I think maybe 3 p.m. with the time daylight savings. That'd be right, West Coast. I'm going to do a live collection room tour. So I'm using my phone. I'm testing it out now. It's connected through Bluetooth, and the signal hopefully be coming up right. So I'm going to do like a live collection room tour. So I think that might be a bit of fun.
Nice.
So it could be disaster, but we'll try. I'm going to give it a shot.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, Trevor, we've already discussed the magnet, which was Magneto, because
very clever.
not exactly cryptic. And we discussed. We were in the middle of discussing new in this week, and Eddie said he had a Mondo Wolverine. Did you get anything else in, actually, Eddie?
Today or last night, I paid for shipping on a third party. I think it's third party. I don't think it's licensed, from 1/6 Kit. It's a version of Buzz in his astronaut suit instead of like the actual Lightyear suit, like that orange suit that he wears in the rocket. And I don't remember if it's. I don't think it's 1/6. I think it's like 1/9 or 1/8.
Weird.
I think it's a different scale, but I thought it would be cool next to the Buzz just to have a different look for him. And it's by Gong Studio. So
never heard of them.
I've never heard of them before this either, so I'm gonna get that in and see if I like it, and if I end up liking it, I'll keep it.
That was my next question, actually. Yeah, do you like it? Yeah, so good stuff. Anything else, or?
Nope, I think that's it for now. Yeah.
Super. What about yourself, Trevor?
1/6 wise, I don't think I've gotten anything in. No, nothing.
Cool. Anything 1/9?
Which is good. I don't know.
This is a new thing.
I don't think so. I don't think that. Should we go down the scale? 1/12. Yeah, a bunch of things, but yeah, nothing 1/6. Too many to name in 1/12. So.
Gotcha. Cool. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
nothing 1/6 lately.
I haven't got anything in since the Tumblr, which is still sitting in the box, but I'm waiting
Mine
cases
too.
to display it. I have a plan though, because I'm not going to pay if I can't display. And the last figure I had was Doc Ock, which I'm still absolutely loving. That was one of the triple threats. Actually, I'm loving the pose to have it in, if I do say so myself. But I did buy this. How do you know when someone's read the book? Oh, because they'll fucking tell you. So I bought this, and I'm loving it. Ian was saying it's kind of I think it was his father-in-law read it, and he said it was a kind of a tricky read. I'm actually finding it's really flowing. Maybe that's because I'm hyped on it, and I'm reading it, and I'm not going to lie. When I watch the movie first and then I read the book, I just imagine, Timothée Chalamet and Josh Brolin. I'm fine with that, but it's filling in extra blanks and stuff like that, and I'm really enjoying the read. So so that's what I got in this week.
I think it's definitely an easier read if you've seen some form of it on film, just to visually.
I agree.
There's a lot more detail in this than there is in the current movie, but it's a lot easier to read away because it is tricky.
I heard that the story gets pretty wild later on. Like,
my
buddy who's read the books, he's like, it gets pretty interesting. Like, it gets
do you mean
crazy,
after Messiah? As in, are you talking about Messiah? Like the next
Even Messiah.
Yeah, I think it's
Even
Messiah.
I'm really
Messiah.
looking forward to
a lot
Messiah
to do
because
with the worms and stuff. Like, he was telling me some weird stuff happened, so I was like, I guess I could kind of see. I told him he could spoil it for me because I'm not gonna read the books. So.
Don't spoil it for me because
Yeah,
I'm so intrigued. Because Trevor literally said, I'm not sure, was it you or was it? I know John Campia said he was worried about Messiah, and I think you touched on it as well, Trevor. There's things that are not that mightn't go down well with the mainstream audience, and that I'm so intrigued now.
Yeah, without giving anything away, it's going to be interesting to see how people take how it go. You know what I mean? But I think anybody who understands what it's about, and it's not that Paul is really a hero, will not feel too bad about it. But and I'm not saying anything happens to him. I'm just saying it's interesting. It's not the usual arc of the hero figure. So it's interesting. Some weird shit happens.
Are you saying that nothing happens Pedro Pascal's character in that zombie thing? The Last of Us? Is that what you're saying, Trevor? Is that what you're saying? Everything's going to be fine, yeah? Worst secret ever.
No, I'm not saying anything. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It's going to be interesting how he does that, though, because, I mean, there is he's avoided some of the weirder stuff, like the creatures, I forget the term, who transport people, who they use to navigate hyperspace, that are in big vats of just the spice-laced liquid. It's weird stuff. So weird stuff like that happens, and he's not going to be able to avoid it. I don't
Trevor,
think.
not going to lie.
Fuck space
space
whales. No,
whales.
it's not fucking space
How
whales.
dare you guys? I love the space whale.
That's brilliant. On that note, I'm just going to address some of these chats before we move on to the next thing, and then I'm going to ask Eddie for his rundown on Dune 2, because I haven't spoken to the man about that, and I'm curious to hear his take and if he's going to be picking up that little muddy mouse. So what do we got here? I have seen something I spy with my little eye. Here we go.
Welcome to the club, man.
We have got I do believe, a new channel member. Massive shout out to Just My Toys, who's become a new channel member. Man, I really appreciate it. That's awesome. I do appreciate that support, and welcome to the channel memberships. And so flick down through this. I'm gonna catch up on some of these chats. Jose wants to know if you're watching X-Men 97.
Not yet.
You got Mark Attack, shout out to you. I watched one episode today. I just watched the first of the two. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Who else do we got? So the inclusion of Thor in this line gives me hope that Hono gives us more non-X-Men characters. Yeah, there you go. I think that's it. Yep, you can be onto something there as well. Magneto was voted the #1 villain of all time by IGN and fans. Interesting. He's no slouch, even taking the spot over the Joker and Green Goblin. And with the 97 show, perfect time to announce this. You're right there. Is there a live action Magneto that Shane would buy if Hot Toys made it? No. Like the Fox
Not even
X-Men
Fassbender?
movies. No. I did like Fassbender.
Yeah.
I did like Fassbender. He's a great actor. He, Inglourious Bastards. You ever seen his movie called Shame?
No. Sounds
that's
familiar,
dark.
though.
I don't know.
That's dark.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think I
that's
saw.
dark.
Is that a Netflix one?
I didn't see it on
saw
Netflix.
it on like a streaming thing.
Yeah, I don't want to go into the subject matter. He plays an addict, put it that way. But
Yeah.
it's a messed up movie. But he's bloody brilliant in it. He's partly Irish. Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah, I think he's Irish, German, or something like that. So no, at the moment I'm going to say no. But who knows what happens in the future? Maybe they bring in X-Men into the MCU and do it right.
I'm
Skeptical,
hoping
but
that's what.
Hopefully.
happens
I'm
with
hoping.
Wolverine and Deadpool.
I'm hoping.
So.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping as well. I don't think he likes the X-Men Fox films, so probably neither. I will say this, Mark. I still watch him though because I bloody love Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Wolverine, and like there's some like X2 when he's babysitting and he's in the vest, and he's drinking the beer, and the SWAT team comes in. Man, that's rock and roll, man. That is an awesome scene or selection of scenes. Just think he makes those movies watchable for me. To be honest, I do like Days of Future Past and First Class as well. That is Apocalypse, the third one in that.
Yeah.
No, didn't feel that. And I didn't feel that, so.
I like the first one, and I really like the first one, and I like the second one. I'd probably take an Ian McKellen Magneto if it came out.
Yeah,
I'd probably take that.
so I'm just gonna
That and Professor X, and that'd be enough. Like Wolverine, Professor X, and Magneto. That'd be good.
get Danny Spotchka in the house as well. Thanks very much for being here. Okay, so Eddie, before we select a new topic, would you mind just giving us your summary of what you thought of Dune 2?
I thought Dune 2 was amazing. I thought it was sick as hell. There's a lot going on in Dune 2, so I guess my overall like opinion of it is Dune 1 was too slow and not a lot happened, and in Dune 2 it went the other spectrum of it, and there's a lot going on, and I think it could have had, I wish that it had more time to break down stuff, because I also feel like I didn't get enough of action from Paul in that movie. Like, I wanted more from him. There was a couple scenes, he did a couple things, but I feel like for me to love him more as the Messiah, I would have liked to see him do more, because I think he fought like 3 times, dude, in the whole movie. But I thought the movie was sick. I liked the story of it. I think, like everybody said, it's an insane cinema experience. Like, it's just a beautiful movie to watch. Yeah, I liked it a lot. That's my main thing, is like, I feel like they could have done, like, even some of the beginning of Dune 1, or some of the beginning of 2, they could have put at the end of 1 to make 1 a little bit more action-packed, and to have 2 a little more spaced out to give you a little more, like, flesh out a little more what happens, because it feels like there's so much going on in the second movie and not a lot going on in the first, and it just feels...
It was a gamble, wasn't it? Like, it was a real...
It
was a big gamble.
It's a hard thing to split in 2. It's one book. You know, and
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be cut in half, and there really isn't a point that I could think of in the book that would be a better spot to have stopped and gone on to the second one. And it's why people said it was unfilmable, because you couldn't make it into one movie. And they tried with the David Lynch one, and it was just too convoluted and, compacted. So if you go back and watch 1 now, I think you'll enjoy it more than you did before watching 2. That's what
a
I
good
found.
question.
I mean, I loved it,
Eddie,
but like...
Have you gone back and watched 1 since you saw 2?
I haven't watched 1 since I saw it.
I gotta say, man, Trevor's onto something there, because when I went back and watched it after seeing 2 twice, all these little things that I did not notice were there. Like these really subtle things when you haven't watched any breakdowns or you haven't watched the book, whatever, and you just watch the first movie knowing nothing about it. All these little things they say, like, you know, they talk about the Bene Gesserit, or they talk about Lisan al-Gaib, or they talk about Muad'Dib. A lot of that stuff's in the first one, and I just went right over my head. But after watching a few breakdowns and stuff like that and going back and watching the first one, I'm like, man, there's a lot of little seeds sown there that come to fruition in the second one. And I got more out of the first movie. I watched it 3 times. Once when it first came out, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, whatever, or whenever it came out. It was probably 3 years ago. I think I only watched it 2 years ago. Once then the morning before I saw Dune 2, and then once after having seen Dune 2 twice. But the third time, I enjoyed it the most because it's like, okay, I get that. I get what's happening there, you know? So, yeah. But you really liked the first one, Eddie. You liked it more than I did.
I liked the first one, and we did it was movie of the week, I think, for CW for the first one. So, like, I watched a breakdown of it on YouTube, and, like, I feel like I paid attention a lot more than most people did for the first one. I liked it a lot. I still feel like it's slow, though. Like, I still feel like
it is slow.
Nothing happens that you're like...
There's a lot of, like... In the book, there's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of political intrigue that they get into, you know, with the Doctor and stuff like that. And it's a little more involved, and there's a little more with the Harkonnens. And it's a little dark. Like, it's darker than even they made them. I mean, it's kind of like almost like something you don't really want to get into. You can see it in the 84 one a little bit more. They touch on it. But without getting into all that stuff, it gets a little flatter, I think. But there was a battle in there that I thought was pretty good in the first movie. So,
yeah, I think when it's funny, like in the book, like it's in the movie, there's a lot going on in the background that you don't see. But in the book, it's explaining all that stuff. Like on the surface, nothing's happening.
Right.
But they're explaining what Jessica's thinking. If I do this, how will that be seen? And then, you know, Leto,
a lot of chess playing,
yeah, 100%. It's internal monologues, and you're getting into that, and you're kind of going, all right, I get why this is the way it is, like, you know. So Bricks in the House, he's
in two with I really liked Austin Butler's character, like a lot.
Oh,
and I thought
Fade Rafa was amazing.
They did a good job making him look like a badass. I was like, dude, this guy is sick. And it made the fight cooler at the end. So like that, I wish they had more of that with Paul, man. Because like I feel like Paul, you know, they did a couple battles and Paul did a little bit of stuff, but like he didn't do too much. Like they didn't even show him fight the other dude in the beginning of this one, right? Was that at the end of the first one? Did he actually fight the guy at the end of the first one?
Jamis, he fight. That's how he gets accepted. Yeah, he fights Jamis at the end of the first one. Then. And like you do see
that was a bigger deal in the book too, I think.
Right. Yeah, I just wish. Like Paul doesn't seem like a badass to me. I get it, he's the one, but like, where was the badassery? You know.
You see, the whole thing is he's like this nobleman, you know, and he's been trained by, you know, Gurney Halleck and what's the Mentat's name? Oh God, I can't remember Mentat's name.
When he rode the worm, that was sick.
So
that was probably the coolest thing in the movie to me.
If you explain that to me, I'd be like, that sounds stupid. Do you know what I mean? But when you don't know, you know, yeah, right. It's like so, like Beetlejuice, like Beetlejuice. But like when you see it, it's like, oh man, with the sounds and the music and just the intense sand everywhere and like the sandworms, you see enough of them to make it look, this is bloody good. But what I was saying is he was trained, like, say, since he was a kid by their masters. They touch on it in the second one and stuff like that, and they see him training once in the first one, so maybe they didn't do enough with that. But in the book, it's like they do mention that as well, that he's been trained classically. But there's this tiny little bit. Do you know the bit where, I don't want to give too much away, but he kind of does this hand gesture in the second one? Do you remember that scene, Eddie? He's after drinking the stuff, and he's like, he's talking to his mother about how they'll win. There's a tiny little, like, blink and you'll miss it. He has this thought, and you blink and you miss it. And the first time you miss it. I think it wasn't in the third time I saw him, like, he knows what he has to do. It's such a tiny little bit, but it makes a lot of sense. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So final question. You getting that mouse or what?
I think I'm gonna stick to my guns and not get the mouse, and not.
Good stuff. Good
yeah,
stuff. No FOMOing in
I'm
for you.
cool. Yeah.
Jedi mind tricks. We got Brick Artemis, who said that Fade Rauta was one of the best on-screen villains he's ever seen. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that. So Brick is saying it's a masterpiece. I'm still not there yet. Coming out of the cinema, I thought, okay, this is somewhere between 4 and 5 stars. Having seen it 2 or 3 more times, I'm like, okay, it's not a 4-star movie. It may be a 5-star movie. I'm not sure if I'm ready to put the masterpiece title on it. I'm gonna watch it another few times, see how it stands up against the test of time. But I can totally see why people are saying that. Yeah. To stir shit up, after Messiah, what would be better, Lord of the Rings or Dune? I think it's impossible to answer that right now because we have to see how Messiah goes. You know, if Lord of the Rings didn't stick the landing with Return of the King, then you probably wouldn't even ask that question.
I think this got in my head, and I think that's why I'm like not as on the hype train as everybody with Dune, because when Ian said it's the best sci-fi movie ever made and it's better than Lord of the Rings, I was like, it's not. And I think I'm still on that, like, it's good. It's not better than Lord of the Rings, bro. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Lord of the Rings trilogy is the perfect trilogy ever made. Like, it's the best. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but like front to back, almost flawless. Really good. But I don't know if he sticks the landing on Messiah, it could come close. I don't know if it's gonna beat it out, but it could come close. I mean, Lord of the Rings has that feel good thing going for it too, right? And Dune is not meant to be a feel good, heartwarming tale.
Also,
you know what I mean? It's just not.
Also, though, like, people have different sci-fi interests. Like, I was telling my buddy this, like I'm way more of a fantasy sci-fi guy. So like medieval knights and like the stuff in Lord of the Rings than I am attached to what's going on in Dune. Like, it's cool, but the story is cooler to me in Lord of the Rings. So you got to take that.
And that's interesting. That's a very valid point, because you like Vikings and Norse gods and stuff, whereas my sci-fi is more spaceships, technology, and time travel and weird mind-bending kind of universe and stuff like that. So that's just, I suppose, personal taste and subjectivity. So like, that's what will probably decide people's opinions, and that what do they gravitate towards, you know, elves and wizards, or kind of, I don't know, ships and sabers. I don't, you know. But
that's where Star Wars started out to be the perfect blend of those two things. It really did.
Yeah.
It took a lot from Arthur and Dune.
Yeah.
Brick's coming in saying Lord of the Rings, Dark Knight, and Toy Story. Toy Story, bloody good trilogy, gotta say. That third one, I did shed a tear once or twice. It's like he was giving away all his friends. It hurt. Alright, so like, thanks very much, Eddie, and you're sticking to your guns. And so far we've discussed, if you're just joining us, thanks very much to the 50 people watching live, anyone watching the replay, and we have discussed new things, new pickups, and Magneto, and obviously got Eddie's opinion on Dune 2. Eddie, choose something else.
I just got what the bird is.
Out of the way. Let's get the army.
Let's get what?
Because I don't have much to say about the weird mechanized military dudes.
Tyler and Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at that's actually Johnson and Tyler. I believe I've put them in the wrong order, but okay. So
how dare you?
We will take. I know. So we'll take a look at which one is this? The red eyes. They got one got red eyes and one got green eyes. Kind of reminds me. This is Johnson. So we'll have a flick through this guy. I just think mech suits are cool anyway. They were cool in The Matrix. They were cool in Edge of Tomorrow. They were cool in Avatar. They were cool in Aliens. I know the power loader wasn't a mech suit, but I just think they are cool in the same way Iron Man's cool. I think this looks aesthetically really, really cool. I watched the first half an hour of the movie and I cringed a lot. So I may go back and watch it again, but I don't think it's the type of movie that will, make me want to get the figures. but the figures just look, as in generic, armorized. They just look cool. Whether it's the helmets or the suits or those guns, they're very pulse rifle-esque. I think they look cool, man.
They do.
Yeah, it's a pass unless they hit an absolute bargain bin. But even if they hit a bargain bin, I'm at that stage where I can't afford to be taking figures in that I don't have any connection to, no matter how cool they're. This is like classic example of I pass on a lot of the things that look cool, or a lot of things I like to get the things I love. So yeah, so there is Johnson. So do you want to chime in there, Eddie? I'll switch over to Tyler.
Yeah, I have no idea what these guys are from. I didn't even know it was a movie. To me, they look like Edge of Tomorrow. Like, that's what it reminds me of the most. I think you're right. I think
that's a great movie.
Yeah, they're cool too. Like, I like the weapons they come with, and I think that they would be cool to have fighting someone in your collection, or like as side characters to have. But for me, like, I'm with you. Can't be just buying stuff because it's cool anymore.
Yeah, I think we're on a very, very similar train of thought there. I'm not getting these, but I do think they look really cool. What about yourself, Trevor?
I haven't seen this. This has been in my list for a while, but I keep hearing meh about it. So it's like one of those things that I keep pushing off. That, you know, it's like, I should watch this. Maybe I'll watch something else. But they do look cool. The interesting thing is, if these were like unique, original designs or something, like this is. I've shown some Dorgmal Snow stuff before, but like this is one of his sort of, you know, bad guys, and you know, his eyes light up and stuff too. So like just a cool looking.
Not too dissimilar, man. Not too dissimilar to what you have.
I know. It made me think of this. That's what it made me think of. But just a cool. I mean, this is less mech than it is like a little more military. But I think they're cool looking. And again, like it would be something like if it was like a 3A like original design or something, I might think about it as a unique piece. But because it's tied to a movie that I have no ties to, I'm just not doing that stuff anymore. I just can't, you know. Like you said, no room for stuff that you don't love.
What MCU villain does it remind you of?
I could see it in the eyes. What is it? What the hell is it? I can't think.
In the chat, no.
The eyes are the same.
I think Mark Attack said it.
Did he?
No? Is that who you're talking about?
No. I think it looks like Keaton, the Vulture with the mask on.
Oh, yes, that's it. It's the eyes. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So that means they're definitely doing the Vulture guys. They're using the same mold. No, but this is. I think these look bloody cool. But I think they're all on the same train of thought. But
was this a big hit in China? Do we know?
Don't have a clue.
I gotta ask Joao on Friday.
Yeah.
Because it was like seemed like it was a big deal. You know what I mean?
One of the actors is a big deal, though. I'm not sure which one it is. Does it say? It doesn't tell me the name of the actor here, I don't think. But I think one of the actors is really, really popular in Asia. So, yeah. So that
and it still bugs me that they didn't translate it with "the" in it. Like, why not just put "Warriors of the Future"? Like, "Warriors of Future." Like,
yeah. I don't know.
Fix that.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Take some more racist stuff.
Maybe it means something. I don't know.
Yeah, never know. Never know. I might finish watching the movie though, but yeah, I don't think I will. Yeah, I get really bored. Okay, so Trevor, do you want to pick something there?
Well, since I've just figured out what the bird is, let's go with the bird.
Now I figured out what the bird is.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Anyone with
Keep your
eyes
eye
figured out
on the Sparrow.
This was a shock. So you selected. Well, give us your thoughts on this. I didn't expect to see this morning.
I didn't either. I so many times wanted to get the second version of this. They both look really good. I'm not that big a fan of this movie. I loved, it was enjoyable. It's just not something I would go like, oh, you know what I got to watch is Pirates of the Caribbean. If somebody put it on, I'd watch it. But he was great, and this figure looked incredible. And now we're going to get rooted hair on this. I think I can resist it 3 times, but I don't know. We'll see.
One thing
I don't
I'm
know.
noticing there, first of all, I completely agree. It's not maybe it's kind of going back to what Eddie is saying. Like he's more into like say the fantasy side of sci-fi, and I'd be more into the kind of the ships and technology or time travel, whatever. Some people might be just really into pirates. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm just not. And I thought like he was carried the whole franchise, and then they just dropped him like a hot snot when he those accusations were fired against him.
Yep.
That kind of backfired then because it was like, you know, he won the court case.
Yep.
So I found that kind of interesting. So these dreadlocks look absolutely filthy, and as in really accurate. Like if you just zoom in on this, because isn't that what dreadlocks are? They're just basically like dirt clumped in hair.
Yeah, it's you can't wash your hair for a while, and you just like they clump together.
So like they look very well done, like the braids, the dreadlocks, and this kind of normal hair. I'm wondering, is the strap on him going to be? Please, if you're for the people, I'm not getting this. For the people that are into this and the people that want this, please, Hot Toys, if you're going to do all this fancy stuff and give them like, you know, upgraded lamb's wool hair and lamb's wool dreadlocks and whatever, instead of writing meticulously selected fabric, write leather. Okay, just make the stuff, the little bits and pieces leather, not pleather, so people's stuff doesn't fall apart. Come on.
Yep.
So this, are you going to resist the third time now, or you're just not feeling this? Like you?
Yeah, I think I am. I mean, it's just I'm especially now. Like I was in a point where I was like anything that looked pretty cool. I was even tempted by the Harry Potter, INART things, and I ultimately didn't get those because I'm just not that big a Harry Potter fan. They look cool. They look great. But I can't have everything that looks great on the shelf, man. It's just it's too much, and I don't enjoy it as much. So I think it's going to be a pass. I'd love to photograph it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll buy it and photograph it and sell it. I'm not sure. I don't know.
What about Eddie? Is Eddie going to throw us a curveball here and say that he's getting one to rock and one to stock?
I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a lot.
There you go.
Do you have a representation of Jack Sparrow?
I used to have, I think it's the DX04. The first one.
Okay. The first one, yeah.
And I felt bad. I sold it because I don't know why I sold it. I thought, okay, I
because
could
of the
sell it.
Amber Heard accusations. Oh my God, no loyalty.
That's not at all why. I think it was because it was the only figure in my collection that was still going for a good amount. So I was like, if I sell it, I can get a lot of my money back, or more than I spent at least. And I think that's what made me sell it. But I love Jack Sparrow, and I didn't realize when the first movie came out, I was 11. And even after the third movie, 2007, I was still only 15. So I kind of grew up with these movies. I really love the first 3. The fourth one, I still love. And then after the fourth one, I think there's 5, right?
There's 5, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so the fourth one I still liked. The first 3 are amazing to me. And then the 5th one I could care less about.
Is he in them all, or is there one he's not in?
He's in
all right, okay. And then they were going to make another one, and then...
And in the 6th one, it was supposed to be Margot Robbie that, was his daughter or something and took over his character, and he wasn't going to be in it. But I think now they're trying to get him back for it, now that everything's
Oh, man.
over.
Talk about
good luck.
Talk about, being in the driver's seat, it's like,
Exactly.
you humiliated me. You lost me and gave up on me. Like, come on. His agent, I'd say, is thinking... Maybe we should do
Quadruple
this one,
the price
Johnny.
at this point.
Yeah. So look, it was a pleasant surprise. Look, it's not Marvel, it's not Star Wars, it's not DC, and I welcome that, because same way as those Warriors of Future we're not getting, but they're interesting looking pieces, and I think that's great for that kind of, the John Wicks and the Elite of Battle Angels and Hellboys or whatever. So it's cool. It's cool.
It is a reissue though, technically though, which is like. It's cool and all, but do some more figures from this if people are interested in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they definitely
from this
need to
line.
do more characters from this line. That would be awesome.
Did you do Keira Knightley or what's the pretty boy's name?
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we're back. Do you wanna, Eddie? Do you wanna pick something?
I'll go with the B because I don't really know. Oh, the damn B. Now I know what it is. Yeah, we could talk about it.
You're gonna be you're gonna
Yeah.
be disappointed, man. You're gonna be disappointed.
Really? You think so?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
you've got this one in the bag, man. But yeah, 265 limited to 1500. Do you like
Do
it?
not.
Do you?
I do not have this in the bag. I was actually going to try to get it, and then I was going to make a decision if I wanted to keep it or if I wanted to give it to someone who cared more.
Yeah.
And I was working when they did the drop, and I didn't even realize that it dropped. And then I was checking social media, and I saw in different groups people had posted, "Oh, it's going up at 1," and it was already like 2 or 3 by the time I saw that, and I was like, "Oh well, I missed that." But I did think it was cool, dude. Obviously I like the
This
black
pose
and
is really
yellow.
funny. You know it's
Yeah,
funny.
Jeez, man.
The hips
The
don't lie,
posers
man.
that they got, huh? Some of those posers, man.
This is cool. That's
But yeah, I think it's cool. We always at CW we always call it the CW Trooper because it's black. And, black.
You
and
need to
yellow,
get it.
so
Have a
looks-
mascot.
Yeah, it looks cool for that reason. I like that it comes with the 3 head helmets that you could do looks with. I think it's a really cool trooper character. So like if you were big into troopers, it sucks that it was super limited because I feel like people obviously are gonna want multiples of these.
Look
So
at
that
this
does
boy.
really suck, but
Look at this guy. I was able to snag 3 of these. Started seeing in-hand
how do you
photos.
get 3?
Man, this
They
this
didn't-
guy had the Jedi
They didn't
mind
limit
trick
them,
going
huh?
on.
They didn't like limit how many you could get.
Maybe not.
3 different browsers. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that's
3 different
I'm actually
accounts,
impressed to be quite honest. Like, but yeah, let us know your secret there. Yeah,
And I'll need your
so-
help with the Jack Sparrow, please.
Yeah, that's probably going to be one of this lottery crap, isn't it? But yeah, I'm hearing like people like kind of, it doesn't matter. Like, I suppose it's kind of fair in a way, like, because you log on and whether you're there for an hour beforehand or 5 minutes beforehand, it just randomly gives you a number and that's it. I think it's fair. Frustrating if you don't get it, but you're going to love it if you get it. You're going to not like it if you don't get it. But yeah. Trevor, you interested in this?
No. It's not tied to anything that I'm interested. This is from the game, and I'm just I'm not deep into the games. I played some of them, but just not that into it. It looks cool. There was a time when I would like any trooper, like hell yeah, I gotta have this. Especially unique looking ones, interesting looking ones, and this looks great. Like Eddie, I just completely forgot that this was going up and didn't even seem to check, and so I didn't have a chance at it. But I might have grabbed one just to have one, and if anybody I knew wanted one, because I do have a friend who I know who's going to love this thing. Hopefully he got one, but I haven't checked with him. But
There's
cool
a
looking.
whiff of
Not for me.
Arena Fet off this though.
Yeah,
Do you know?
a little bit. Mhm.
Like I think
Yeah, the black and yellow is
who
cool.
made the point?
Was
Who made
Arena
the
Fed
point?
numbered?
Nope. So
No,
that's
just limited.
I don't know. Yeah, just limited, but they didn't tell us a number, which they could say like
Nope.
they could have 100,000 and say limited, and
Yeah.
it's limited to 100,000. We're still telling the troop and not tell us how many. They got to start numbering them, I think, if they want to do this. But
Yep.
yeah, a lot of people kind of just one person in the chat were saying, yeah, Mark Attack, I think you'll be able to buy these for a little over retail if you wait long enough. Possibly, probably not under retail. but
Maybe.
possibly, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that.
I can never tell.
It's a cool looking figure, and it's only 1,500. I don't know. Even that teapot
Porcelain
kettle
trooper.
storm porcelain trooper has gone up in value too. It's not something that anybody wanted, but there wasn't many of them, so they've just gone up.
Mhm. You kidding
trooper,
me?
man.
Grandmas
a
all
trooper.
over the world want that trooper.
That's right.
So,
Makes
yeah.
a great Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, but yeah. Look, I like troopers, but it's from a game I've never played, so I think I'd be just
Yeah.
Why would I get it? I just don't want it. But look, for people that want it, people that have it, especially like if you played Battlefront 2 and you really like this, and you didn't expect them to do this, and they do this, then it's like Christmas for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, so happy enough for the people that wanted it and got it. So yeah, just not for me. Okay, So what do we got? I'll select one. I'll just go for the top right hand corner, the Hot Toys. I don't have the slide for this one. Yeah, I don't have the slide for this one. I feel like there's a Batmobile on this grid every week, but the Hot Toys Batmobile 1989 Batmobile 2.0. I don't have the slide, but it was just I think Hot Toys posted on Secret Base. It was just a picture of the box saying like, it's due to be released within the next few weeks, or didn't give us an exact date. It was basically telling people in Hong Kong to, decide if you're coming to collect it or if it'll be shipped. And they gave the dimensions. I don't remember all the dimensions, but I know that this particular Batmobile is a bit underscaled. It's not like true 1/6 scale. I think this one is 100 centimeters and Jazz Inks is 110. And I believe the actual Batmobile, the kind of most accepted, what I've seen online, is 660 centimeters. So divide by 6, you get 110, which is what Jazz Inks is. I think that's where they're getting their scaling from and their dimensions. Whereas this is 100 centimeters, and it's still going to look awesome. I've seen it; it looks beautiful. But they said the box is 108, and I thought, okay, maybe they did actually make it a bit bigger. But you're always saying no. There's a lot of foam, and so it'll be 100 centimeters. They're not going to change the dimensions. People are hoping they might give us updated like lighting, because I think the lighting might have an issue in some people's, and maybe put a bit more paint apps or details into the cockpit or something like that. But I've had this on order, but I cancelled it, switched my deposit for the tumbler, and I went with the Jazz Ink 89. So I'm hoping that was a good decision.
Oh, wow.
It's an expensive decision, but I'm hoping that that was a good decision. But so I'm not in on this. Either of you in on this, or do you have this already? Or
I've gone back and forth as to whether I want to get it, B, whether I want to get this for the Jazz Ink. I have 3 Batmobiles now: the '66, the Tumbler, and I have the Batman, the recent one, the 2022, coming from Jazz Ink, and I have no space for them currently. So I don't know. I'd love to get the 89. I'd be happy with the Hot Toys. I mean, I'm not that much of I like detail. I'm not that crazy when it comes to like exacting things, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think on the shelf it's going to look great. You know what I mean? I just don't know if it's necessary to have, And Jazz Ink does a great job. I know that there's been a few things in the review of, what was it? I guess the 22. Yeah, that are troubling to me. Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of, it's not handmade, but it's a little more, small company made. So I don't know. I have a lot of their stuff. It's been great. It's been great.
Regardless of how it's made, it's $1,500, probably another $200 to ship and whatever taxes. So regardless of how it's made, the scale of operation, it's a lot of money. So I do think a lot of money. Have a right to be particular when it comes to that. Even this is at $725 or something like that. I think people have a right to be particular with this as well. But I think they both look good. But do you know what it is, Trevor? It's like, if my display works out, I've got module cases, custom module cases for just, they're going to basically replace the risers I have. So the display behind me is staying, but instead of just having risers, which are basically cable management and some storage, I could swap out those and have a more solid riser, because the wood here is it's a bit cheap. Right. And it would double as not a riser but also vehicle display. But I'll have 2 vehicles I'll be able to display. So if I'm shooting 2 shots, they have to be the ones that I really like. So I don't mind paying a bit more than that. Whereas if I had like space for like 8 vehicles, I'd be like, maybe I should pick the Hot Toys and go half the price and put the other money into something else. You know what I mean? So it's it's they're both gonna look great, I think. Yeah. So Eddie, you're not interested in this because it's not a 95?
Not because it's not 95.
You seen those 95s, Eddie?
Yeah.
Are you a bit jealous, Eddie?
Calvin's just shipped, so when he gets his, I'm gonna go over to his place and check it out. So at least I'll get to see it in person.
Are they sold out?
They have a wait list, I think, for it.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not on it. I don't have anywhere to put vehicles, man. So in my head, I'm like, I
That's fair.
can't get them anywhere, and I don't know like in the future if I'll have anywhere to put vehicles. I'm kind of like up in the air with my display base right now, or display
Wrong button.
space. So
What the hell is going on here?
I'd rather just
Complete-
not think about it. I don't need them. They're super cool, but I don't like.
We don't need
I
any of
don't
this
need
stuff,
any-
Eddie.
Yeah, I don't need
Let's
any
be
of
real.
it. So I'll just.
We don't need any of this.
Yeah.
These are all wants. Yeah. So it's Marcus saying if there aren't cold puns, Eddie ain't interested. So if it was the 98, is it the 98 was Batman?
Yeah. Yeah, 98.
Shoot out.
Now, I hope that Jazz Inc. does that one too, man. I think that was one of the choices when he did the voting for the most recent.
Mhm.
And if I would have known that, I would have definitely voted, but I didn't. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So that's that. The Hot Toys Batman being 1989. The kind of it's a reissue really. You couldn't really call it 2.0 from what I understand. But yeah, it should be shipping any day now by the sounds of things. Okay. So,
Side note on Jazz Inc. He just put a video up, kind of updating people on what's happening, and he was talking about for 66, possibly doing the Bat Boat and possibly the Bat Copter. The copter.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how big that's going to be?
Mammoth. He was talking about
Oh my
figures as well.
god!
He was talking about figures.
Yeah, he's talking about doing figures. Yeah.
They're in. He said his words. He's going to meet the
Licensed.
Warner Brothers brass, I think in London or something, some summit, and they've invited him to attend. And he's been talking about figures for a while now. And he said he won't know anything for about a year. He won't be able to share. But when he gets approval, I think he's going to start making prototypes. And then, but he's not going to show anything until they get actors' approval, because otherwise it's just, hyping us up for no reason. And the runs, he said, he's going to aim for Hot Toys quality and prices, but the runs are going to be smaller. That'll be interesting to see, just to see, because like, for what I've seen, he seems I don't own a Jazz Inc. product, but what I've seen, he tends to do for the most part a good job. I think the products look amazing from what I've seen. But I know that there's issues as well, so I can't really fully comment until I get the 89 in hand. But I'd like to see what figures he selects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I presume he's limited to Warner Brothers, but time will tell.
I mean, I think he was leaning towards the 66 stuff, but he's going to get a taste of the third parties nipping at his heels. So I don't know what he's going to do to make those. You know, they're going to have to be more in line with INART, maybe not much less expensive than that, I would think. I don't know, depending on how he thinks he can manufacture them. But if he does like Batgirl or something like that, great. But that Susu or somebody's going to, Mars Toys is going to put out Batgirl at some point.
It's still just
true.
It's still just him, his dad, and his son doing all this.
I think they got more people working for them, and they've got factories now that are putting these things together. So I think this would probably be something that they send out to China for manufacturing.
Meanwhile, in China, in Hong Kong, they're paying old age pensioners $20 to queue up at Secret Base and collect Hot Toys for it to be resold. Do you see those photos? Apparently that's been going on for years, though. It's like nothing new, So
nope. Your whole family can get involved.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for the random movie recommendations on this one. I watched American Fiction Saturday night, and I absolutely loved it, man. Is it Sterling? Is it Sterling Brown? The guy's name is. I can't remember what his second name. Sterling. He's from This Is Us and Black Panther.
And Gordon, Commissioner Gordon.
Is it Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey Wright. Yeah,
oh,
he's a great actor.
I really enjoyed it. It was funny. It was the dialogue's really, really good, and while we're watching, man, I really enjoyed it. What about you? Watching anything recently you'd recommend?
Me or Trevor?
Anyone.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Well, I'm glad to hear you liked American Fiction, because I've been wanting to see that. So to hear that it's good, that'll make me want to go check it out. I wanted Ian to be here for my recommendation. Ian made a post, and I think he talked about it on one of the Hope shows, that he did not like The Gentleman on Netflix because he loves the movie The Gentleman. I love the movie The Gentleman too. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. It's definitely my favorite Guy Ritchie movie, but I love that movie. So I was like, I gotta give this show a shot, even though Ian says it's crap. I gotta give it a shot because for one, I like The Gentleman. Two, I like that actor that plays the main character, and his name is Eddie in the show, so I gotta watch the show. I loved this show. It is a lot different than the movie. It's not, the story is similar. If you've seen The Gentleman, it's about a guy who runs like a weed distributorship in the UK, and he uses dukes and other
people with
rich
mansions
people's
and
houses.
land.
Yeah, he uses their houses to grow on. It's the same premise and everything, but it's just a different kind of story, though, like a different layout, I guess is the best way to say it. It's but it had to be different for like an episodic thing. Like, it's not a movie, so it's not like, you can't just have that main beginning, middle, and end. It had to be, each episode has to have an arc, and then the overall has to have an arc. And I thought it was really well done. I thought every character in it was really good, like really, really good. Every character was awesome. It has a little bit of that Guy Ritchie, where it's like he went into a story, and it has like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like Guy Ritchie quirk stuff that's in The Gentleman that I really love. But it was funny. I thought the story was good. I thought it was enticing to like make me want to watch the next episode.
The fact that Ian doesn't like it makes me want to like it.
Yeah, that might have been part of it too. Like, I liked it a lot, dude. So I recommend checking it out, dude. If you guys
I'm surprised
are at all
that
interested.
I'm surprised. I like The Gentleman, the movie. I've seen the first episode of the show you're talking about, but I'm surprised The Gentleman is your favorite Guy Ritchie movie, man. I'd be like Snatch or Lock, Stock.
I haven't seen
all the
those
way.
yet. I need to watch
Snatch
those.
is
God,
great.
you haven't seen Snatch?
No, I haven't seen those.
Snatch is great.
I think
Snatch
The
is
Gentleman
great.
was the first Guy Ritchie movie I ever watched.
Ah, right. You see, yeah,
So
like it.
that might have a lot to do with it.
Snatch, even just for Brad Pitt's performance, it's only like, I want to say it's only like a year or two after Fight Club, so he's still in that kind of same shape, but he's not as cut. He's still kind of like the leanness, and he's kind of slight, but he's not as like ripped as he was in Fight Club. But he's still kind of got that swagger and that size to him. But he plays this a gypsy, and he's a boxer, but he just nails the role. It's so good.
I gotta watch.
We're watching. It's a great movie overall, but we're watching.
He's great.
For his.
I really
Yeah,
loved Covenant. The Covenant. I thought that was a great movie. So that's another Guy Ritchie one, but
I don't think I've seen that actually. I must
That's
get
good.
on that.
It's with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I don't know the other guy's name, but it's about an army dude that his interpreter
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
ends up going like getting kidnapped, and he goes back to save him, and like on his own to save him. It's really good, really, really good. It's kind of like if you like 13 Hours or stuff like, or American Sniper, like stuff. It's a military movie, so, but it's really good.
American Sniper, is that Bradley Cooper? No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. Good watch. Good watch. Right, so we've the top row done, the middle row done. We've got just two left. Will we do the snap?
That's another one I wanted more people for. It's up to you, man.
All right. So
Let's do it.
if you're just joining us, 61 people watching live. Thanks very much for being here. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you're watching the replay, appreciate you too, and consider doing the same for entertaining you. Or getting any sort of value from the stream. If you're not, that's okay too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you have to snap one, you get to keep one. I couldn't help myself, guys. Yeah, I was under pressure for time. The first thing that came to mind, it's not a great one, but which one would you pick though? So which one would you snap, and therefore which one would you actually pick if you had to buy one?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, does it? It really doesn't matter. Which one is?
Are there any differences between them, the suit wise? I'm snapping Tyler. I don't know. I just don't like the name Tyler.
One of
Sorry.
them has
Oh, wow.
green eyes, and one of them has red eyes. So I would snap the one with the red eyes and keep the green ones because I'm Irish. That's my logic. That's my logic.
Oh, and the helmet. Yeah. The red eyes are cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Johnson.
yeah.
So snap Tyler. Bye, Tyler.
Right. So yeah, it's funny. Like just the comments here. It's what we have. So Mark's just laughing. Snap them both and save money. Yeah. So yeah. I'd snap the one with the green eyes. I'd actually keep the one with
There
the
you
green
go.
eyes, but it really doesn't matter because it's a terrible snap. Okay, the next one.
Oh, you bastard.
I did this for Eddie.
You
I
bastard.
did this for Eddie. So if just be understand, if you snap this movie, you don't get to watch it. So if you snap Joker 2, you don't get to watch Joker 2.
These are arguably two of the most exciting movies that are coming out for me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
anything.
I'm right there. I'm right. This is hurting me too, but I already know my answer. But I want to see yours.
All right. Well, are you going to agonize over this, Eddie, for a while, or
Yeah, you can
okay?
give me a minute.
So, I love Joker. Great movie. I really love Joker. Joker could stand on its own, and I could never have another movie from Joker. And the more I'm hearing about this, and they're saying it's going to be almost a jukebox musical, I'm like, what? I don't know what the hell they're doing here. I mean, maybe they know what they're doing, but I'm worried. So I'd have to snap Joker for sure. I mean, there's no way Deadpool's getting snapped, so could live with one Joker movie.
I would agree with everything you said, only I actually am worried about it. I think it's going to be different and unique. But
Could
I'm
be.
still snapping
Could be.
Joker because there's no. I need to see Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman on screen
yeah.
together. I just think this is. I have high hopes for it. But Joker stands alone as a once-off movie. It was never meant to be a second one. So whether
Right.
this is good or not, the first one is still great, and I have a 4-pack on the way. So I mean, yeah, I would snap. I would snap the. Also, by snapping the second Joker, that means they can't make anything from it. So INART, you'd save money. But then again, Deadpool
Right.
could make everything like so. That's a terrible. No, Joker works on its own. I think so. I would choose not to
Well,
watch Joker 2.
That brings up a collecting question. What happens if Joker Foi Deux is not great, and does it tarnish the first one, and does that
No,
tarnish the figures
no.
for you? Okay.
Yeah, I never got that.
It doesn't
People
for
said,
me.
Like, people said, oh, the sequels ruined Luke Skywalker. And there's two ways of looking at that. People could say it ruined Luke Skywalker, and then another one, it ruined Luke Skywalker for me. Like,
Yeah,
it
not the
didn't- I
entirety
just,
of
like,
the character, though.
I know.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin the character because it doesn't change the original
Right.
trilogy. Original trilogy said,
Right.
and then plus what they did in The Mandalorian was like, if you had a bad taste in your mouth after the sequel, like that just kind of like, just a total
Right.
redemption for the. But like, I don't think it needs to be redeemed. It was still awesome as original trilogy.
Yeah.
If a sequel's bad, it doesn't tarnish the original. It's just disappointing that they didn't stick the landing for a trilogy or something like The Matrix, for example. Like, but no,
Yeah.
yeah. Eddie,
All right, Eddie.
Yeah, I don't think
He's frozen.
I don't think anyone can choose Joker over Wolverine and Deadpool. So I would
Yeah.
snap Joker, but yeah, it's because Hugh Jackman is like one of my favorite characters is Wolverine ever, and I love Fox X-Men. I love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I think them two together is like, it has the makings to be my favorite superhero movie of all time. So like, I'm just super excited for that movie.
on paper, there's a lot of things in its direction.
Yeah, and then like Trevor was saying, I was never worried about Joker 2. Like, people were saying it's a musical, and I was like, no, it's not a musical, but it's Lady Gaga. Like, she's gonna sing it, and it's Lady Gaga. So I knew there would be singing. And then even the director came out and said, it's not a musical, but there will be singing in it. And I was fine with that. And I was still like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. But then in this latest tweet or whatever, he's like, there's 25 or 26 songs in it. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? That's a musical, bro. That's a lot.
Like, to be fair, there was
Exactly.
singing in The Marvels, and that didn't affect the movie at all. It was still terrible.
Yeah. It didn't make it any more terrible.
No, it was.
Well, it did
And
actually.
it wasn't
did actually make it more
26
terrible.
songs. Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's a lot. And
But
if,
Eddie, this guy
if
Todd
Joker
Phillips, right?
sings, I think
Todd
I'm going to
Phillips.
be annoyed. If Joaquin Phoenix, like,
You
I'm
know
cool
he's
with
gonna.
Lady Gaga
Hey
singing.
man, he sung in "Walk the Line" and no one
Ah,
cared,
you're right.
man. You know,
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
I see this Todd Phillips, right? He makes a movie. It's supposed to be a one-off. It's R-rated. It makes over $1 billion. I think it's the highest performing R-rated movie at the box office. I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I
be.
don't think this guy is the type of guy to do things by halves. I think it's going to be different. He's not going to give us the same thing. I'm not worried about it. I really am not worried about it. I think it's going to be good. I just have a feeling. But everyone else is saying, snap the Joker 2. We'll have to live without Gaga Harley. Snap Joker 2. Brad is like, not
You know
even close.
what the coolest thing about it was to me? I
Yeah.
thought Margot Robbie was born to play Harley Quinn the way I think Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman play Wolverine and Deadpool. I thought she was born to play that character. Then when they hired Lady Gaga, I was like, well, Lady Gaga would be pretty damn good as Harley Quinn too. So I thought, there's a good shot.
she's
at
different
making
take.
this good.
Yeah, different
Because,
take. I like it.
I didn't
Edgier
think
take.
anything of her. I thought that Poker Face song when kind of put her on the map. I just thought it was just really, really irritating. Still do. And every time I saw her, she was dressed up as like a piece of meat or some sort of weird like pixie, and I'm like, what does she even look like underneath all that makeup? And then I went to see A Star Is Born, and I absolutely loved it. And I loved her in it because you could actually see what she looked like. She was stripped down with like crazy makeup blending. She's quite attractive as well. I found like, and then she like her voice is amazing. It was just like, it wasn't like any overproduced synthesizers stuff. It was just like her and a piano or her a cappella, and it was like, and she can act as well. I just loved that movie, although it's so depressing. So I think she's on a winner here. Plus, if you've seen Gucci, I wouldn't recommend watching Gucci, but she's very good at. She plays a psychopath really well. Like, so I think if she channels some of that energy into this, I think she'll do a good job. Hopefully, she will. Right. So that was interesting. You're welcome, Eddie. Just to be clear on this one, the choice is, if you snap one of these, if you snap the Batman Part 2, you never get to watch it. If you snap James Gunn, you never get to watch James Gunn's new DC, whatever it's going to be called.
This one's
By Snoke.
wow.
By James Gunn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Why'd you call him Snoke?
He's all dressed in yellow, gold.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's got the Snoke robes on.
Yeah. Gotcha. Just shows you how much I watch the sequels.
Oh yeah, there was a character called Snoke. That's right.
Yeah. Bald guy.
He's the big bad guy that
very
meant
nice.
nothing after all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see Batman Part 2, man. I don't care if I ever see another DC movie. Honestly, I want to, but I don't care if I do.
I look, if someone explained to me before I was going into
DCU
Guardians of the Galaxy, look, so here's the premise, right? There's a human, and then there's a green girl, right? And she's a badass, and then there's a big WWE guy. He's blue. He's got tattoos. He pretends to be invisible. Yeah, there's a talking tree, and there's a raccoon who likes weapons. I'd be like, that sounds as dumb as the bloody sandworm.
Mm-hmm.
But he made it work, and he made me care about that tree, and he made me care about that raccoon, and the trilogy was great. And the same as Suicide Squad 2. I thought the first one was woeful, but I really enjoyed the second one, and I really enjoyed the characters in it. And maybe he does that to the new DC universe, but that's a gamble. Whereas the first Batman I actually really liked, and I like the darkness, and I like where it's going with this. So I'd snap the Gunn DC universe.
See,
I think DC performs better in its once-off Elseworld stuff.
Yes,
Batman
I was just going to say the same thing.
The Dark
I could
Knight
go
trilogy,
a lifetime.
Watchmen,
Yep.
The Batman, and hopefully the Part 2. What am I missing? The Joker. Like, they're all critically acclaimed movies. Like,
Yep. The Batman, the Russian one, the Sun, Red Sun. What was it? Red Sun. Yeah. I mean, all those could be great movies. You know what I mean? I could just watch that stuff. I don't really need a whole. I don't really need a whole universe. I mean, I'm sure he's going to do a great job. I mean, I'm biased, but I don't think he could do much worse than the last go around. But
I could snap both of these and be fine. I could snap both and not care at all.
Wow.
Really? You didn't like the Batman?
It's cool. It's cool. He isn't Batman. No matter what they do with the story, he's not Batman. So that's the problem that I have. Is like this.
But he's all that experience of drinking blood. He's literally the Batman.
That's
you know?
true. He's a bat. He is a living bat. No, yeah. If you change the actor, I'd like it a lot more. I think.
Alan,
He's
I'm
just not
sorry.
Batman for
Alan,
me.
talk some sense into Eddie here. Like,
you just
Eddie
don't like
thinks-
him, or you didn't like his acting? I mean, is it just? I thought he did a great job.
I don't like him. I think I can't get past. Sometimes I can't get past.
So what
an
you're
actor
saying
in a
is
role,
it's very
and
personal.
I can't get past. Yeah, I can't
That's
get
personal,
past it.
yeah.
He's not big enough. He's not tough enough. He's not scary enough to be Batman.
You're such a narcissist, Eddie.
Yeah, probably.
That's what people said about Michael Keaton.
Yeah, but Michael Keaton's cool. It's not even cool.
Yeah,
He wasn't cool back then. He was Mr. Mom. He was Mr. Mom back then.
Watched,
So like,
I watched the Oscars and I saw that bit you talked about. Yeah, he's very cool.
oh yeah,
He's just cool, man. And the thing with James Gunn,
it's cool
is
now because he's Batman.
I have no hope at all for James Gunn. I think it's gonna be.
Well, you're on the wrong show because
I have-
collections
yeah,
are
I
built
know.
on hope.
I think he's like Taika Waititi. I think he's gonna ruin it the way he ruined Thor, and I think he's gonna laugh while he does it. I don't think he cares. And the thing with
Whoa, hot
what
take.
he's done already. Look, Guardians 1, phenomenal. Guardians 2, and Guardians 3,
Yeah.
I think
Really
the love
like
is already
it.
there,
Yeah.
so you care more. But if you just that one by itself, like
Yeah, on their own.
so.
Yep.
Guardians 1, amazing, and then Peacemaker, also pretty damn good. But that's like very outrageous and funny. Like it's hard to not make it really interesting. So like, personally, I don't see the hype behind Gunn, and I think that they gave him this whole shot for nothing. I just don't think it's gonna be good, and I think. Yeah,
Do you not feel you're writing him off? You're writing him off a bit too early, though.
Nah, I'm willing to bet money on this one that it's gonna suck.
We've seen how difficult it is to maintain like a universe, a cohesive universe, even from people who thought, we thought we're doing it incredibly well. They did it incredibly well for 10 years, and then it kind of dropped off. So, maybe he'll get a few years out of it and do a good job. We'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't mean...
I'm
Anyway.
just sorry. Just going to welcome Alan to the show.
What's up,
so, Alan, thanks very much for making
hello.
the effort and coming in here. We do appreciate it. It's always great to see you. So, look, obviously we're doing the snap here. So, gun held to your head. Which one are you going to get rid of?
James Gunn easily.
I knew you would because you're chomping at the bit for that INART Batman, which will
I'm too
come
invested in the
sometime next
Batman.
year.
I need to see the next one. Even the news that it was pushed back like a whole year, I was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
To me.
I know.
Don't do that.
You're a little bit
I-
low, Alan. If you want to boost your
Oh.
gain a bit there, you're a little bit low there, or even
Okie doke. Well,
That's a
for
bit
now,
better,
I'll
yeah.
just get a bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm invested. And as Trevor said, like it's really we've been here before with the cinematic universe, especially a DC one. And to start from scratch again, it's a bit like, ugh, okay. Even though I am looking forward to what he does with it, it's it's back to the drawing board, and it's a bit. I don't know.
now. I think
Hey, what's up, man?
I don't want to speak for people, but I reckon Steve would snap Gunn's DC universe because he really likes the 2022 Batman. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be speaking for you, Steve, but let us know. Thanks very much for being here as well. Thanks very much for listening or watching. Okay, right. So we're just going to remove that. Where are we? and we are gonna go back to. There's only one thing left. There's only one thing left, I think. So it's Q2. So we're gonna take a look at just a few figures that are coming up, are due to be released in Q2. So look, guys, while I'm just getting Sideshow lined up and going into Hot Toys and looking at the stuff that's due to be released, say in April, April, May, or June of this year, do you want to just kind of maybe think about like what figures that are due to release that you can recall that are due to release any day now that you're interested in? I'm going to start with Alan. I think I know what you're going to say, but what's due to be released in Q2 or any day now or any week now that you're hyped for?
I don't know if it is due in Q2. Maybe it's Q3. Bane, was he Q2?
I'm pretty sure we'll check that now, but I'm pretty sure you're right on the money, and I completely agree with you.
Bane and Batman 89, hands down.
Batman 89 and INART, no doubt.
Oh, I keep forgetting about the Batman. Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
We message about it regularly.
To be fair, like I keep forgetting that because you know, not to brag, it's been paid off for a little while, and because I haven't got that kind of hanging over me, I've just completely not forgotten about it, but I'm just waiting for something to hit on Instagram and YouTube and stuff to say that it's been released.
I get you.
But I am kind of chomping at the bit.
This is I'm trying to get this to work here for me, but it doesn't seem to be. I have to refresh this page. Maybe that's it. So you're looking forward to the INART Batman, the 89 Batman, and the Bane. They're three figures that I am interested in, all of them. But what do you think, Trevor? What are you looking forward to?
I'm gonna go with probably all three of those. I don't have Bane. I don't think I pre-ordered Bane somehow, and I know he's on waitlist now or sold out, at least with Sideshow. So it's gonna be tricky to get that one. But I'm INART is they're saying it's coming soon, right? I mean, Q2 should be good for the Batman.
They have been saying that for about 2 years, though.
No, they have not. It hasn't even been 18 months, Shane. Stop.
They've been saying it for a while, though.
Fake news, Shane. Fake news.
Well. Okay, no, I will say that, in fairness, when I made this point on Ben Thomas's show last night, in March 22, when they first came on the scene and they announced their Rooted Joker and all that kind of crap, they said it'd be out by the end of the year, and the first batches went out, the small batches, to China. And then people started getting them in kind of early 2023, and I know it was a long batch process and stuff, but they kind of delivered within 18 months, which is, how long did Endgame Cap take? How long did Gamora take? How long did
exactly
the Sideshow?
Over 2 years.
People every day asking about the Robert Pattinson Batman from Sideshow, and Sideshow's supposed to be, they're the guys, aren't they? Sideshow the guys, you know.
That's
they're kind of,
they seem to be tweaking the Batman quite a lot as well, apparently. So they've been saying
they want to make it good enough for Eddie. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine with the time. No, I know he's still thinking about that Joker choice. He's just he's killing him. I'm fine with the time. If they have to do something to make it better, I don't want them to rush it. I mean, I'm good. I can wait. There's a limit to that patience, but it hasn't been reached yet. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
2 years, 2.5 years. That's going to be. Yeah, try collecting Mezco toys.
Yeah.
Oh,
look,
shit.
they're 3 for 3,
right?
And I know that's only, they have a 100% record. I know it's only 3 figures, but look, hopefully it'll be out the next few months, and we'll get to see what it's like. I've gone rooted single on that. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm still waiting.
Right, so what I've done is
Gandalf.
Sorry?
So I'm still waiting for Gandalf. So what the hell?
Yeah, I know a lot of people still waiting for Gandalf. I don't understand what's happening there. That distribution is weird. It's very strange.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I've done here is on the Sideshow site, just selected Hot Toys pre-orders, newest, and went to the last page. So these are the oldest pre-orders that haven't been released yet. Some of them obviously have been. So Catwoman's out, the Batman is out, but haven't
still
been
waiting on my
Sideshow for
Catwoman.
some reason. Yeah, same. I actually have Catwoman ordered from Sideshow, which I never really do. I just had a bunch of points, but I do have, as Jose would say, a financial backer. There's someone in Ireland who said if I don't like it, they'll take it off my hands, which is fantastic. So Wanda has been released. Okay, now we're getting into things that potentially could be out. So we've got this Mighty Thor, and this is April to July. So this is due Q2. Now, of course, this is just projections. They should, maybe people in the chat, let us know if you've already had this on order and you've received a kind of delay notice and we're maybe not in the know on that. So we're going to flick through some of these. Obi-Wan. March, it doesn't have a window there, it's just March. I'm guessing this is around the corner. After Tyler and Johnson are released there, the kind of coming soon, they've released all of the figures bar the live action 501st that were on that photo that they released sometime in January, just saying coming soon with all those figures. So yeah, I'm guessing Obi-Wan is around the corner. You have this Thor here from that amazing movie with goats. April to June. These are all out. This panic suit, which is due to ship this month, which no one in the chat has ordered, I'm guessing, and no one on the panel has ordered. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Completely forgot about that.
You've got another one that's due for release in Q2. You have Shuri Black Panther. You have this AT-ORT. I believe this is from the Clone Wars, guys. Is that right?
Yep.
I believe so.
Clone Wars, yeah. Okay. So I'm just flicking through some of these and then you can... Okay, now we're going to get into some stuff that people I think are really keen on. This is the thumbnail. Yeah, nice to see what you did there. So this is due to be released now. Look great with that Padme if you are so inclined. You've got She-Hulk. This figure looks epic. Bad show. Epic looking figure though if it turns out as good as this. Again, Q2. So there's going to be some wallets. We know this one is due to come out. This one here is going to be very popular as well. There's a lot of figures that are... I think the masses will be interested in here. March to June, the final swing. I am interested in that one. Mantis, I've checked this earlier on. Yeah, due Q2. I don't like the way it's releasing now at Christmas. I don't like the way it's released now at Christmas. This makes an excellent Christmas. This is like when you're watching a movie and a Christmas scene comes on and it's in the middle of July. Just no, don't like that.
They will never have her in that Christmas outfit, I don't think. Maybe a Christmas.
Great, like Christmas decoration, though. Yeah. And that's Q2. So look, before we move on to the next page there, so that's kind of the stuff that's due to come out. Expected delays, of course, are imminent. But Mace Windu, Mantis, the final swing, Spider-Man from No Way Home, Attack of the Clones, Anakin, She-Hulk, the 501st from, I think it was Obi-Wan Kenobi. The AT-ORT and AT-ORT and ARF Trooper, Shuri Black Panther, the Panic Suit from, I think that's a Mark 7 from Iron Man 3, I believe. Lady Thor, Kenobi. Yeah. Gentlemen, is there anything that we've just introduced there that you are keen on?
Yeah, Anakin and Mace. Anakin and Mace I have on order. Those are the only ones that I have on order. Oh, and Black Adam, but he's released. So yeah, those two. And then I do want that Panic suit, but I don't have it on order.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I want a whole, like, I want to put it in a Tony workshop kind of display that I do. But,
yeah.
So
do you have a mech test, Tony?
Yeah.
Man, that is a figure now. Every now and then you get a figure and you're like, yeah, this is grand. I know I'm going to like it. But they really impress you. Mech Test Tony was one of those. It just looks like I'm looking at that scene. Because I went the one with the dummy and the little proof, that the first arc reactor he makes, the little gift he gets from Pepper. Yeah. And even the Mark II faceplate with all the different kind of lines and sketches on it. Oh my god, it looks so good. The same as, who else is another one? The Alec Guinness Obi-Wan Kenobi was a figure that I'd be like, okay, I know I'm going to like this, and it's original trilogy, I'm getting a good price, but when I got it in hand, I liked it more. And the Mando Luke, I knew I'd like it, but when I got it in hand, I saw the sculpt and the tailoring on the tunic. I nearly displayed it without the cloak, which would have been sacrilegious because how cool the cloak looks with the saber. But sorry, Eddie, you want to build some sort of a workshop.
Yeah, I'd like to have a whole Tony Workshop diorama in my garage shelf at some point. But I think those from this page, that's the only 3 that I'm getting.
They're the only 3 that out of ones we've shown here that you're getting. So
Out of this page, yeah.
Mace, the Mark 7 suit up, and was it Anakin Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
What about yourself, Trevor?
I don't know that I have anything pre-ordered here, but I am on the wait list for Mantis. I don't know how I missed that one too. Might get on the. I like the new red and blue Spider-Man, but I could wait on that probably. Mace I'll probably pick up, and I think I do have the Obi-Wan. I don't know why. That's. I don't know why. that was a panic order, I think.
Was it more?
Because
Go on.
I didn't like the show. I mean, ultimately, I didn't like the show. I think I don't know if I ordered it before it was over or I'm not really sure. I don't know, but it's probably not something I'm going to hang on to for very long. We'll see how it looks.
Yeah, I hope they. I mean, the initial prototype wasn't great, and then I saw recent footage there. I think that they've adjusted the sculpt. Whatever, I don't know. What I saw anyway, it did look a bit better. I don't know if it was a better angle or what was it, but I think they have updated the sculpt a bit better. Yeah, I'm not getting it, but I am getting the, like everyone else, the Kenobi Vader, because it's just too good to not get.
That I do have on order.
Yeah. So maybe people might get it to pair with something, but I think that figure is so goddamn cool, doesn't need anything to pair it. What do you think? You have that figure in hand, don't you, Alan?
I do.
You do, because I saw your photos. They looked amazing. You took a kind of a close up of the cracked mask, I think, and put it on Instagram. Yeah.
Where did you order from, Alan?
Don't reveal your sources. You don't have to answer the question.
Sorry.
You ordered.
Sorry.
Sideshow?
Sideshow, yeah. No. I got stung with import tax.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Please,
so bad.
Tell people about that. Tell the Americans about this pain.
Yeah, it was I think about £68 I actually paid.
It's about $100.
Which, yeah, roughly, yeah.
So
yeah, it stung.
What was the cost of the figure? Like the cost of the figure originally?
I can't remember.
Free something, I'm saying. I'm guessing
something like that. I was on a payment plan.
Yeah. And then the shipping to England was what?
God, I can't remember. I'll tell you.
I think it's about $50 to ship.
I think it was
England
roughly about that, yeah. So obviously the final payment came out plus the shipping came out, and then DHL sent me a nice little text
letter
being like, "Oh, you owe us £68." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's really, really cool.
So it's been released, correct?
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yeah. It's out
there. It will remain nameless, but my dealer, I just checked my first batch order.
You're trying to get me demonetized.
I said, where's my first batch order of Obi-Wan Vader? Oh, I don't think it's been released yet. I think it has. I think it has.
Yeah.
I
think it has.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. And I got this guy came into. Well, when you were saying that he's kind of, you don't really need to pair him with anything. I got this guy to pair with him today. Here,
That's straight up
6-scale Shane.
So is this? That's
cool.
that's the OT Stormtrooper. Is that the one that comes with the backdrop, the Death Star?
It is the.
Or is it Rogue One?
No, this is the Mandalorian version.
You removed the pauldron,
the commando, the squad leader.
Yeah.
I just took the pauldron off.
Gotcha.
And it looks really, really cool. But yeah. So.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, no, sorry. The little fucking thing just keeps falling off. Yeah, he's really cool. And Vader's cool.
The point there. This could be this one here. The exclusive Vader with the hologram is released, but the other versions haven't.
Mine didn't
that
come with the hologram.
actually. So, the exclusive
That's the one I got.
Vader with the hologram. So yours
mine
didn't come with the
didn't-
hologram.
I
Okay.
didn't order the exclusive with the hologram.
And did yours have the clean sculpt, as well as the battle damaged?
Yeah. It was the
Okay.
deluxe set, but minus the hologram.
Right. Okay. Because
So I don't know if that affects anything.
I've ordered the deluxe one without the hologram, but I was told that I ordered a second batch as well, so I'm gonna have to wait anyway. I don't know. That's a bit strange.
Trying to read the tea leaves on this is just insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with the way Sideshow kind of send things out. It's a bit like who gets
You get it
priority,
when
I
you
don't
get
know.
it, basically.
Yeah, apparently.
So look, we'll click on to anyone interested in the final swingsuit, or has the hype died down? That I'm still keen on that.
The sculpt looks
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
The sculpt looks really good. But I've got
I was-
about 5 Tom Holland Spider-Man, and
Jesus.
I don't need any more. I'm trying to sell some.
That's one for every Grogu, man.
Oh man, tell me about it. They take up more space than a Grogu.
Yeah. The only one that I think it's not on order, but it's pretty much coming home. That the Spider-Man final swing with that amazing head sculpt, and I like that diorama base. And I think, well, Toby, yeah, I've got that on order. And the Kenobi Vader. Oh, sorry, the Batman as well, the deluxe one, yeah. And the Catwoman. All right, okay, I'm going to be homeless. We'll move on to number 2. I think a lot of these we might
my
be getting out of quarter 2. This is, I'm
What about
guessing. No, this is quarter 2 as well. Interesting. So that's the Clone Wars Kenobi, General Kenobi. The Blue Cats are quarter 2 as well. The quarter 2 is going to be rough on those completionists. Here we go, the man himself. Quarter 2, Alan.
Yep.
And everyone, a lot of other people in the panel, I think. This looks pretty incredible. This is my favorite Iron Man armor. Quarter 2 is going to be rough.
Wow.
As Baymouth said, he's going to leave this place, crash this plane with no survivors. We're going to have the 89. This one's April to
Quarter
September.
3.
Yeah, so that will more than likely be quarter 3. And a lot of these ones we're saying quarter 2 could
Thank
all
God.
be delayed as well. The Wasp. Does anyone there
3.
get anyone? Quarter 3.
Maybe.
We know that this one's coming. All right, you're interested?
In Wasp and Ant-Man, yeah, I need one of each, I think, just to have. I want one rendition of all the original 10-year characters.
Mm-hmm.
That one there, Daredevil, is creeping into quarter 3. Tech. I see Crosshair is the one
Tech
that's
is 3,
scarce
huh?
at the moment. Yeah. Okay, so that kind of sums it up. Anything on this page here? Oh, well, actually, this is a
There's
big
a lot.
one.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
lot
like
more.
this one here. Well, that's,
Well, that's
it's interesting
cute.
how
Quarter 4.
3PO's out. but
3 and
yeah.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that's gonna be the Vader to have, I think. CrossFit Bruce Wayne is here as well. Quarter 3.
They need to improve that head sculpt, man. It looks like he's
Yeah,
melting.
he looks like American Psycho before he peels off the face mask.
Looks like a yeah.
Still better than that bloody J&D statue I sent you today, though.
Yeah.
That looked
That
hideous.
fucking thing.
I think it's when people spend $3,000 for something, they're like convince themselves that it's good. This is good,
Yeah.
right? This is good. It's not great, no. I don't think it's that great. Yeah. So I think we'll leave it there, folks. Thanks very much for joining. Do appreciate it. Eddie, where can people find you, or anything you want to plug? Is LWO happening this week, or?
Yeah. I can never remember the order of what channel it's gonna be on. It was, so that's anyone's guess. They'll do a post for it. But yeah, LWO Friday, Tuesday CW. I think that's it this week. I'm gonna do a movie review later today with Casual Nerd Problems. We're gonna review Life. If you guys haven't seen it, it's funny with Eddie Murphy and Martin
I've
Lawrence.
seen it.
It's funny, dude. It's a good comedy movie about Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence going to prison together. So it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Nah, I haven't seen it.
I think that's it for this week, man. Thanks for inviting me as always. Had a good time.
No problem, man. Thanks very much. Enjoyed the conversation and your watching you squirm with that Joker versus Deadpool Wolverine. These are things I live for. Like, also, I liked your take on Dune as well, like that, and remaining strong and not getting into the FOMO of Muad'Dib. Fair play. Teach me your ways, Trevor. What's coming up?
What's coming up? 1/6 Shooter on YouTube, Legion's Lounge tonight, and 1/6 Pack will be back, I think, this Friday. We didn't have much to talk about last week, and I wasn't feeling well, so we took last week off. So we'll be back Friday, and as always, there's tutorials on toy photography there, and you can check that out anytime you want. And 1/6 Shooter, 1/6 _shooter on Instagram. There you go.
Excellent stuff.
Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Always. Thanks for joining. Man, it looks good with 4 people, doesn't it? It's a nice 4 people.
does.
Just like makes sense. It's all symmetrical and stuff. Alan, thanks very much. I know it's a difficult time for you to kind of actually join this stream. You're probably putting kids to bed and stuff like that. But I really appreciate you. You're coming on, and as always, and of course, it's an open invite anytime you're able to. But I think you're frozen, are you? You missed all that lovely compliment that I did. Could you hear me? Alan, you're freezing up.
Sorry, my connection's just so bad. It keeps dropping out.
Could you hear all the nice compliments I was giving you? I'm going to have to just voice message him. Focus, people, if you haven't followed the 6 Scale Gallery on Instagram, he's got some fantastic photography up there, some amazing stuff. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, folks. Obviously, thanks very much for joining us. If you are watching live at a replay or anything at all, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But I think we're pretty much out of here. Okay, folks, see you later.